Hi and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tom and some of you might know me as Bowl of Salmon on Instagram. But if Richard thought the assembly facility had an odor, you should have smelled my non-air conditioned studio with 30-degree weather. So as I have been working for Studio Underdog in a freelance role on this and previous releases, there is a slight conflict of interest here. But this is not a sponsored video and this won't be a review either. I am merely here trying to be your fishy friend, showing you more of Studio Underdog's latest witty creation. The elusive Salmon dial. Every brand must have one to be taken seriously, right? But it wouldn't be a Studio Underdog watch without a playful twist. Instead of taking the obvious route of featuring the pinkish salmon fillet, they turned things inside out and used the much underappreciated gray skin of the fish. Not to worry, none of the slimy bits are here. The two-part dial structure of the 03 series stays nearly identical to the 01 series. In this case, the top dial shows a vibrant dégradé with the skin tone darkening towards the edges, showing a pattern of Underdog's own interpretation of salmon fish scales. The salmon fillet-inspired radial lower dial has a metallic finish that can be seen on the larger sub-dial at 3 o'clock and on the edge of the dial where the tachymeter scale is printed. The metallic finish is something expected to remain a consistent feature throughout the 03 series collection. The dial design language of the brand is pretty much unchanged. Various size sub-dials, the offset brand and the movement details, it's all still there. While I think the idea of the reversed skin is super playful, the dial isn't up there with the more outspoken dials like the melon or the pizza, but I find that a good thing. On the wrist, the dial looks elegant, with a touch of salmon on the metallic sub-dial and the little yellow tips on the hands providing enough pop of color. And when you take a closer look at the dial, the subtle patterns become more apparent. So I guess this is a good middle ground if you are not the biggest attention seeker and would want to wear this watch under a suit. And you'll still have a story to tell when you meet a fellow watch enthusiast. The case has identical dimensions to the 01 series. There's a 38.5mm dial, a lug-to-lug of 44.5mm, and a total thickness of 13.6mm including the sapphire. So what's the difference? Well, if the absence of the lower pusher or the name of the movement on the dial didn't give it away just yet, the biggest difference is to be found when we turn over the watch. Just like we saw on the Moser collaboration, this watch is powered by the Sellita manual winding SW510M. While all watches are assembled in Great Britain, the 03 series now brings a Swiss movement. Some of you in the community have been asking for this, and here it is. This monopusher hand winding caliber features 63 hours of power reserve. It's a cam-operated chronograph and has a hacking seconds to accurately set the time. Sometimes it feels like I'm stating the obvious, but a monopusher will start, stop and reset the movement. Sellita offers different grades of finishing, and for this the highest grade is chosen, with the accuracy regulated to plus or minus 5 seconds per day. A custom Côte de Genève anthracite finished bridge is exclusively made for Studio Underdog. To run over the rest of the specs, we still have a 3-part 316L stainless steel case construction with a mix of finishing featuring satin brushed case flanks and a polished upper part that I don't really want to call the bezel because the double domed top sapphire almost gives me those glassbox vibes. The screw down case back also features a flat sapphire crystal and we have a signed pull push crown. The lug width of the watch is 20mm and for the choice of strap, the partnership with British-based company The Strap Tailor continues. This time the watch comes on a comfortable leather Epson calfskin strap with a Haas Zermatt lining that is sweat and moisture resistant. So using that Swiss movement will make the price jump up considerably, but don't worry, we're not at Moser territory just yet. The 03 series will be priced at €1,800 or $2,000. I still think it's a good value or on par with prices you can find with other brands that use the same movement. But yes, that is a considerable jump. Now I pinky swear I don't know what dials might come next for Series 3, but Richard told me that the 01 series is part of the core collection and isn't going anywhere. So the way I see it is that if depending on how important that Swiss movement is for you, you will have the choice, since the case and dials all have that signature Underdog DNA. As with previous releases, a pre-order window will open. This will be on Tuesday the 17th of September for a period of 9 hours, with the first 400 watches being delivered in October 24 and further orders delivered from January on a first come first served basis. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the new release, on this new dial. But also, what dials would you want to see next? Would you want to see the 01 series dials to be brought to the 03 or not? Anyway, I think it's really nice to see the first 03 series being added to the core range with a new design so soon after the Moser collaboration earlier this month. And can we talk about that for a second? I know there was a bit of negative fallout on that release, but I think it was an amazing underdog story. A Swiss high horology watch brand like Moser & Co. that teams up with a British micro brand that didn't even exist some years ago. In my book, that's not only a win for Richard and Studio Underdog, but for the whole micro brand scene as a whole. And with this release, Richard also listened to the feedback of the community, offering a Swiss movement for those who want one. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for tuning into the channel. If you enjoyed the video, I hope I can get you to push that subscribe button. Growing the channel really helps me to connect with the brands that I want to bring to the channel. A final big thanks to Richard and the Studio Underdog team for the smelly studio memories and for the chance to let me work with you. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.